Welcome to my class. Today we are going to study about internal conversion. In 1914, E. Rutherford suggested that the nucleus in an excited state can perform a transition to a lower state not only by emitting gamma radiation but also by transmitting energy directly to the electron surrounding the nucleus. The transition to lower state is then connected with the ejection of an atomic electron from the bound orbit. This electron is called conversion electron. The kinetic energy of the ejected electron is equal to the transition energy EI minus EF minus the binding energy B of the orbital electron. That is, kinetic energy TE is equal to EI minus EF minus B, that is delta E minus B. As the gamma ray is internally converted into electron, the process is known as internal conversion. These electrons produce a monoenergetic line and not a continuous spectrum as in beta emission. The electron binding energy varies with the atomic orbit, so there will be internal conversion electron emitted with different energies. The line with lower energy TEK is equal to delta E minus BK. This is followed by the line corresponding to L electron, that is TEL equal to delta E minus BL. The transition energy can be measured accurately from the spectrum of the conversion of electrons. After the emission of kth electron, the atom is left with a vacancy in one of the electronic shell. This vacancy is filled very rapidly by electrons from higher shells, and thus we observe characteristic X-ray emission accompanying the conversion electrons. For this reason, when we study the gamma ray emission from the radioactive source, we usually find X-rays near the low energy end of the spectrum. As an illustration of the calculation of electron energies, consider the beta decay of Hg203 to Tl203, following which a gamma ray of energy 279.190 kilo-electron-volt is emitted. To calculate the energy of conversion electron, we must look up the electron binding energy in the dotted atom because it is from that atom electron emission take place. The binding energies of electron for different levels in thallium is B of K is equal to 85.529 kilo-electron-volt. B of L1 is equal to 15.347 kilo-electron-volt. B of L2 is equal to 14.698 kilo-electron-volt. B of L3 is equal to 12.657 kilo-electron-volt. B of M1 is equal to 3.704 kilo-electron-volt, and so on. Therefore, converted electrons emitted with following energies, that is, kinetic energy of the emitted electron is equal to delta E minus B. Here delta E is 279.190 kilo-electron-volt, that is 279.190 kilo-electron-volt. So we have to subtract the binding energy of electron for different levels from 279.190 kilo-electron-volt. The energy of converted electron for each level is given below. Kinetic energy of electron emitted from kth level is equal to 279.190 minus 85.529 is equal to 193.661 kilo-electron-volt. Similarly, kinetic energy of emitted electron from level L1 is equal to 279.190 minus 15.347, which is equal to 263.843 kilo-electron-volt, and so on. The electron spectrum for Hg is given here. If we know the half-life of a particular nuclear level, then the total decay probability lambda T has two components. One component is arising from gamma emission and the other component is arising from internal conversion. That is, lambda T is equal to lambda gamma plus lambda E. Lambda gamma and lambda E are known as partial decay constants for conversion electron emission and for gamma emission. The ratio between the two partial coefficients is called conversion coefficient. That is, alpha is equal to lambda E divided by lambda gamma. That is, lambda E is equal to alpha into lambda gamma. We know that lambda T is equal to lambda gamma plus lambda E. Then lambda T can be write as lambda T is equal to lambda gamma plus alpha into lambda gamma. Then lambda gamma into 1 plus alpha, that is lambda gamma into 1 plus alpha k plus alpha L plus alpha m plus etc. Here alpha L is equal to alpha L1 plus alpha L2 plus alpha L3. The approximative relations for the internal conversion coefficient in transition are given without proof for electric and magnetic multipoles. In these expressions, Z is the atomic number of the atom in which the conversion takes place and N is the principal quantum number of the bound electron wave function. Now we are going to discuss about the features of conversion coefficient. First one, the conversion coefficients are proportional to Z cube. That is, conversion process is the dominant process in heavy nucleus, but gamma emission is relatively favored for light nuclei. The second one is alpha decreases rapidly with increasing transition energy. The third one is alpha increases rapidly as multiple order increases. The last one is alpha for higher atomic shell decreases like 1 by n cube. If the initial and final nuclear state each have spin 0, gamma emission is impossible. But 0 to 0 transitions are distinguished experimentally by the emission of conversion electrons and the complete absence of gamma ray emission. Since no gamma rays are emitted, it is not possible to define a conversion coefficient. We can illustrate a particular case in which the decay occurs by germanium-72 level scheme. Here is the illustration. The excited 0 plus state decays to ground state by E0 conversion with half-life of 0.42 microseconds. The nearby 2 plus excited state can decay by gamma emission much more rapidly. The internal conversion coefficient for that decay is only 4.9 into 10 raised to minus 4. Thus, we studied about internal conversion. The thing is, internal conversion is dominant in heavy nucleus, but normal gamma ray emission is dominant in lighter nucleus.